All right, how's everyone? This is a simple explanation of just a couple of chords. I figured that I would just hop on here and just share it. So what I will do is I will drop this video in the course, in the beginner course actually, as well as share it in the main discussion, and that is something that I'll continue to do if it doesn't automatically populate into the main discussion feed. Okay, so get familiar with how to actually navigate around the software. Okay, so here we go. So today I'm going to actually share E minor. It's like an open E minor right here, as well as what's the other one? It's a Asus2, and I'll get into what all that means. I wouldn't don't overthink it. Just know that that's the name of the chords. Okay, but let's not overthink what it is. It's just a good place to start. All right, let's get into it. So E minor. Here's the E minor right here. I'm actually going to switch my camera. So as you can see, I have the chart here. And as I've explained in videos prior to this one, the charts that I share are going to be basically as though you're looking down at the fretboard this way. Okay, so that's the way that you're seeing it. I believe that's like the best way to look at it. Okay, the charts that are straight up like that, I feel like it makes people look this way. That's just what I think. Even though I do feel like it translates, but I feel like this translates a little better. So as you're looking at this guitar neck, the illustration that's shown, what you can see is the B is that second fret on the fifth string, and that E, which is the circle right over it, is the fourth string. You can count from the smallest string all the way up to where the E is, and that's the fourth string. Okay, and here's how you play that. I'm going to put my my middle finger on the B, which is the second fret right here. My ring finger is going to go right under that. Okay, and we can strum all of the strings. All right, that's it. Nothing real deep. Okay, now let's move on to the Asus2. It should be Asus2. Let me actually change that. And I probably said Asus4, but it's Asus2. So let's change that. Let's go. So sorry about that. But anyhow, so the Asus2 is just an easy way to transition from the E minor to the Asus2, because you can keep your fingers in the same fret, all right, and go right here. You're going to go a set of strings right under there, okay? The only difference is you want to use this thumb, if you can, to try to mute this low string, okay? If you open it, but if you kind of like lay your thumb on it just a little bit, you don't have to mash it, just kind of dampen it a little bit, okay? And you're going to strum from here. See where my thumb is? From this string on down. So if you play these chords one after another, now they are on the dark side, but it's just, these are chords that are easy to transition between. And as I actually shared with this this community member, it's actually an awesome way as well to incorporate some strumming. Okay. Now this is whether you use your thumb or whether you use a pick. Okay. Here's a pick. And we'll talk about like pick gauges and, you know, the heavy picks and light picks. But let's start out with our thumb first. Okay. Go this way. So we're going to think about down strums right now. Okay. Here's how it sounds with the pick. Now notice how when I was playing the E minor, I pretty much had my thumb up, but when I switched to this Asus2, I'm coming down. So, okay. And that's just in case I hit it. You know, you won't hear it as loud. And I mean, that note is a part of the chord, but it shouldn't be that dominant. That's why I'm not really pressed on if you hit it by mistake, so what? Because it's still a part of the chord, but we want this A string to be a little more prominent. Okay, but if you happen to hit it, it's not like, you know, it's not like detrimental or anything. So you can. All right. And then later you can start to incorporate some up strums. All right. So that's how you can actually incorporate that. Now, here's the last part. Excuse that. I'm going to work on actually getting the metronome in the, actually, you know what? I think I do have one. I need to have a few of them set. Okay, I guess I don't. Well, let me see. All right, let's see if we can work with that. This is 89 BPM. And I'm wondering if it will be something that I can actually play to. But I'm going to actually check that on a different time. But you want a click like that to actually be playing while you're practicing, so that you can just practice being on beat. So right now I have a metronome, okay, on my phone. And I'm going to slow it down to about where I had that other one. So that's what, 90 BPM. Okay. And I'm going to just let that play. And what I want to try to do is every time I hear that click, I'm going to strum down. Okay. And keep in mind too, practice separately, practice the chord separately and the strumming separately. All right. And don't be so like hung up on being perfect about it, but just know that these are two separate things. All right. So practicing strumming is one thing and practicing your chords is like another thing, but then you put them together. Okay. So now, so here's the tempo. And you want to try to match that tempo. Don't overthink it and try not to rush ahead. Now, when you become confident enough to actually switch chords, you're going to keep this the way that it is, keep this strumming the way that it is, and stop. Then you're going to try to keep the tempo again, but you're going to switch chords while you stop. Then you're going to start back up. Now that's after you switch the chord. Stop. and practice that over and over. Okay. So practice strumming at that tempo when you're ready to practice with a metronome. At first, just, get a sense of the hand positions. Okay. But once you get that, get an idea of that, get a sense of that, start practicing the strumming. But you want to put an emphasis on the strumming while just playing just one of the chords. Okay. So that now what's happening is your left and right hand are starting to work together, and your mind is getting comfortable with all of it working together. Okay. So it may be a little interesting at first, but it's okay. Now, after you get comfortable playing each chord separately with each down strum, then you're going to actually focus on switching the chords. So by this time, the strumming should be comfortable enough to continue while you're actually switching chords. Okay. Here's how switching the chord will look. All right. And let me actually show this, and let me just take this away for a minute. Actually, let me undo that and do this and do that. Okay. What you may want to try to do, or do rather than try to do, but just practice that transition going from here to here. And if you can do this without strumming, you can do it while you're strumming. Now, it may be tricky kind of putting it all together, but you can do it though. Okay. So let's go back and let's put the metronome back on, and I'll show you how it looks while putting it all together. You may want to count to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's it. Now, trust me, as simple as those chords are, it's not simple for everybody. But as simple as they are, you don't want to overlook that. You don't want to overlook the ability, even for an intermediate player or an advanced player. You don't want to overlook being able to simply do a down strum over some chords and switching chords in that fashion. Okay. Because later, then we can add, some colors to, okay, we can add some colors to that, and we're going to get to that later. So that is pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So I hope that this is helpful, and hope it wasn't too long of a video. But just know that from here on out, like I already have some courses, I already have some lessons within the courses. But for everything that I add, for the most part, I will drop it in the discussion, in the main discussion thread. There will be some other stuff that's like, some teasers. Okay. But for the main part, I will drop it here. Okay. So that you all don't miss it. All right. And I'll at least keep it there for a period before I actually take it down. But it will be inside of it will not be taken from the actual course. Okay. It'll be added to the course. And it's there. It'll at least be there and never leave. Okay. So, all right. Let me know if you have questions. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to answer them. And so that's that. All right, y'all. Peace.